Hey guys, this is Mitch from Bruiser Bulldogs with one of our studs, Rocky. And today I wanted to do a stud review on Rocky and kind of what he brings to our breeding program from a genetic standpoint and why we find a lot of value in him, why he's one of my favorite studs. Before we go into talking about Rocky as a bulldog, I kind of want to set the framework for what we are as breeders at Bruiser Bulldogs and kind of what a Bruiser Bulldog is in context to the entire narrative of English Bulldogs and what makes us maybe a little bit different how we understand that. Because, and you guys have probably picked this up on our website or our reputation, because everything we do is focused on the health of the bulldog and all of our breeding decisions are very health-centric. Our bulldog is slightly different than the typical AKC English bulldog. And while ours are still purebred AKC English bulldogs, there's a little bit of a different movement, a differentiation within our bulldogs that you can tell visually that they are different. And so some words that come to mind when describing a Bruiser Bulldog is compared to a traditional English bulldog, we are a little more athletic, a little less wrinkled, a little bit lighter wrinkle set. Breathability is a big thing. We want our bulldogs to be able to breathe well. You can hear him, very clean breathing. And so those are kind of the things that we understand that are a little bit different than the normal traditional English bulldog. Everything is slightly maybe to the left in our understanding of what a bulldog should be. Healthier, more athletic, more functional. We want your bulldog to be able to go on walks, do life with you. So if we understand that framework of what a Bruiser Bulldog is versus a traditional English Bulldog, that really helps us in understanding the narrative and what Rocky is and brings to our breeding program genetically. Where Rocky is in that narrative and dialogue is that he is, as far as we go to a traditional English Bulldog, he is the closest thing to that look and those characteristics as we possibly can go. If you kind of take a look at him, you see his side profile. His nose, compared to a lot of our other studs, is a little bit closer to his forehead. He's got a little bit heavier nose rope on top of his nose. If he would stand up, which I don't think he is, he's been running around. I don't think he will for us, but if he would stand up, he's a little bit stockier, a little more compact, very, very traditional English Bulldog. And so what we say is he almost, and yet he has a lot of really good health characteristics. And so what we say is he almost gets away with it. He gets away with that build because it's not typical that you see an English Bulldog like this, that's compact, that's traditional, that look, that can breathe as well as he can. And so that's kind of how we view him. And so Bulldog genetics, any kind of bloodlines is never a straight line. We might have a target, an ideal, but we view Rocky as maybe a tool that helps us get there. And so if we have a female that maybe needs to be a little bit more traditional, to have a little bit more compactness, that we're getting away from what is our roots, which is an English Bulldog, Rocky helps us move back to center a little bit while still having very healthy characteristics. And so that's kind of how we view him. You can see he still has really good eyes. He still breathes really well. And he's kind of a perfect for, we get a lot of adopters that come from a traditional English Bulldog, have been dissatisfied by how unhealthy they are, right? And so he's maybe a gradual movement away from that. And so that he finds that there's a lot of adopters that come from that world and they love that look. And so maybe a great compromise for an adopter that has an English Bulldog background and doesn't want to go to, a Pumbaa look or a Buddha look, and kind of centers on a compromise, which is Rocky. One of the things I really love about him, outside of that kind of uniqueness of getting away from are getting away with that traditional look, but still being healthy. Love his coat. So one of the things the last 10 years we've seen, if you follow English Bulldogs, this huge movement towards rare colored English Bulldogs, and we have tried to take a colorless approach. We look at the Bulldog characteristics, not focus on health one way or the other. But one thing that I do appreciate is traditional colored Bulldogs are almost now the rare colored Bulldogs, because there's so many rare colors. So many lilacs and blues and black tries that it is a lot of fun to get a stud that throws your reds, that throws your fawns, the red and fawn, or the red and white, the fawn and white, the white. And so that's been a lot of fun, just having another stud that can kind of move us back towards traditional colors, because those are my favorite. I tolerate rare colors. I recognize that there are Bulldogs that are healthy and functional, but I still love just your reds and your fawns and the traditional. And so appreciate that about Rocky. I hope you can also see kind of personality. He is extremely laid back, and so he's just very chill. He is going to lay on the couch with you, and he's not gonna, he's got his quirks. He's gonna have some bursts of energy, some zoomies, but he's not one that he's not one, like we said, we revisit that. He's not gonna go on a 2-mile hike with you. He's going to be more domestic. He's gonna love life in his house, and he's gonna go outside some. He can breathe great. It's not like we're afraid of that, but he just has that little bit more laid back personality that is very centric to the house, very centric to his people, and real laid back and things like that. And I appreciate that about the English Bulldog. That's kind of one of the things that brought us 15 years ago, brought us to the breed, is just that appreciation that, they're gonna be calm and gonna be laid back. They're not like a lab where they're finally an adult at 7 years old. And Rocky throws puppies that are very similar to that. They come out and they're laid back, they're easygoing, good with kids, good with other dogs. I appreciate that. There's something to be said about personality that is easygoing and really good in domestic life. And he brings that to the table, and he passes it on genetically to puppies. And so I really like having those bloodlines and that contribution just as a whole moving forward. And yeah, I think that kind of summarizes everything that Rocky is. Just a really cool, rare combination of traditional Bulldog look, but kind of the Bruiser Bulldog health. And we really appreciate him and what he's brought to us and for us. And I think that's probably a good summary of him. If you guys have any questions, if you're interested in a stud service, if you're interested in getting a puppy from a Rocky litter, just let us know, email us, call us, and we can make it happen. Thank you.